You know how you see somebody, and then they whole mood change. And then you see them see somebody, and then you realize that somebody's still on their mind?
Angela, I felt him all over me. And he wants to go to dinner.
Well, maybe you should go.
What?
You need to see what that was.
All right, Zatima fans, if you watched episode 4, then you already know what this video is going to be about. Well, technically the title kind of tells you what it's about, but yeah. So basically, during a jog, Fatima ran into her ex, the man that broke her heart and married another chick the next weekend. Ian literally bumped right back into her life. And after rejecting a dinner invite, introducing Ian to her new man, Zach, and those two laughing and jogging off together, Ian actually shows up at Fatima's job at the law firm to pretty much explain, look, I have cancer, and I'm actually trying to make amends with everybody I wronged, especially you, because I hurt you so much. And it's stage 4, so I really don't have long to live, and I really just wanted to talk with you. So would you please accept my dinner invite? But instead, Fatima's like, no, 4:30 at the coffee shop. So that's where they're going to meet up. And the question I want to pose in this video is, do you think Fatima should meet with Ian? Now, earlier in the episode, when Angela came over to the law firm because Fatima had called her in a panic, she explains how, look, I'm happy with Zach, and, you know, I rejected Ian's dinner offer, but when I ran into him, it's like I felt all these things again. And Angela's like, oh, that's not good. Look, you ought to go to the dinner, but you need to tell Zach, because if your relationship is so open and in terms of like you two being open and honest with each other, if you're that secure in your relationship, then there shouldn't be a problem with you telling Zach, hey, I actually need to have dinner or lunch or whatever with Ian in order to see what that was and close that chapter of my life, which is a very mature way to handle the situation. Mind you, it does remind, look, if you watch Boy Meets World back in the day, Corey and Topanga, it was like the ski lodge episodes when they go up there, and I think the chick that he meets up there is named Lauren, because somehow Corey slipped when he got off the bus and he like hurt his ankle or something. So while Sean and Angela and Topanga went on the slopes and whatnot, Lauren actually hung out with Corey, and they actually spent the whole night, you know, staying up, talking to each other. And it turns out Lauren really cared for him and winded up writing him a note that I think that fell out of his backpack or something. And Topanga read it, or did Angela give it to her? But either way, she read it, found out about Lauren, and they actually kissed, I think. So from there, Corey was told by Angela or Topanga, because Lauren actually showed up to his house and wanted to, you know, hang out or something. And, you know, Topanga's like, well, if you really need to go out with her to kind of see where you stand with your feelings, then do it. And they did have a good time. But at the end of the day, Corey realized, you know what? It's Topanga for me. And then when he tells Topanga, she literally breaks up with him due to the fact that, well, look, you know how many times guys flirt with me? You know how many times I have to tell guys, you know, reject guys? Because I understand and I know how I feel about you. I never question how I feel. But the fact that you had to go out with this girl meant that our relationship isn't as solid as we thought, because you had to go out, venture out there, and determine how you felt about me. As a kid, I was pissed off at Topanga, but as an adult, I'm like, yeah, I actually see what you mean there. So it's kind of like the situation where if you're happy with Zach now, if you let that thing of the past go, why would you need to go out with him? Or actually, excuse me, you know, accept his dinner invite, or in this case, you set the terms of let's just meet up at the coffee shop. Which leads to what we saw in the season 1 trailer of Tony walking by the coffee shop, seeing Fatima and Ian hugging, getting it on his phone and rushing off to tell Zach about it. And then Nathan's like, yo, this is, you could use this to break up with her. So it's just one of those things where it's going to lead to unnecessary drama, because in my mind, Tony grabbing the picture and whatnot and going to show Zach, I think that pretty much shows us that she probably does not tell Zach that she's going to meet Ian at the coffee shop. So as a result, he's going to be questioning a lot of things, and maybe, you know, he'll probably blow up at Fatima, but then she drops the cancer bomb, and it's like, oh shit. But I know some people like, Jeremy, why shouldn't she go see him? Because remember, you know, Zach ended up seeing one of his exes. They started having, you know, they started going at it in her office at the salon, and now she's pregnant with maybe his baby. That was different because Fatima and Zach were not exclusive at the time. Also, on top of that, I did the video, what was it, yesterday, about will Fatima let Zach go to the hospital to see Karen in Sistas, but then again, different universes and whatnot. Look, as much as I'm glad that, you know, it has been established as different universes, it's hard not to compare the shows, because it's hard to really say, well, Zach shouldn't stand in Fatima's way because he did this, when it's like, well, but technically that Zach and stuff and Karen stuff and all happened in the Sisters universe, but it does still seem to be canon to Zatima. You know what? No, I'm not going there. But in any case, yeah. Would Zach allow Fatima to do it? Honestly, I think he would. I think he would. I guess the question would be, if Ian hadn't shown up to the law firm and Fatima had this conversation with Zach, he would be a bit in his feelings. I could definitely see him and Bryce talking about it, because like he told Bryce, you know that feeling, it's like, you know, when you see somebody else and then you kind of get that vibe that they're still feeling that person. It's like, even though he's confident in his relationship with Fatima, he's still wondering. It's like, I wonder if he was referring to Ian, because obviously Ian made it clear he's still into Fatima. So it's like, it's not that I don't trust Fatima, I just don't trust that guy. So to them for them to have like a one-on-one like that makes me wonder, I don't know. So now that Zach is going to find out through his boys what happened, he's probably going to be wondering, okay, that's old boy that we saw when we were jogging this morning. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. Now, obviously, we know that these two are going to get engaged by the end of the season, so this isn't like a long-running plot line. But hopefully this does lead to some very, very interesting development for Fatima, because unlike Zach, you don't have to worry about a potential baby running around from this ex from the past. But at the same time, this could be the chapter of her life that she really needs to finally, or excuse me, this is the chapter of her life that she's hopefully able to get final closure on, so she can grow as a person. And, you know, by, I guess you could say, establishing peace with Ian, that will make her even more emotionally available and less locked away from Zach. Because you notice there's still many times where she still pulls away from Zach, or, you know, oh, what's going to happen when you get tired of me and whatnot. So maybe Ian will actually, look, I know this sounds weird, but maybe Ian coming back into the picture is one of the best things for Zatima right now, because establishing how I did you wrong and whatnot. And look, I'm sorry for what I did, but, you know, this guy you have now, you know, don't be afraid to love, you know, just hopefully he doesn't hurt you or do anything to you the way that I did, but at the same time, allow yourself to truly move on, because, you know, eventually I'm going to have to move on myself when I pass. But yeah, his marriage fell apart and whatnot, so hopefully he's trying to make amends, and it turns out good for everybody involved. So let's talk about it more in the comment section below. Do you think Fatima should have accepted the invite? What would you say if an ex came up to you that broke your heart and said I have cancer? Would you laugh in his face or just say, F you, I'm not even going to go out with you again? And yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see. But let's talk about it more in the comment section. Like and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And I will catch you in the next one.